10 minutes of handstand practice time. What do you need to practice in that time, particularly if you've never really been inverted or upside down? And when you've progressed to a point where you're kind of comfortable being upside down, but you don't know where to go to next. This is the video for you. This is our 10 minutes of handstand practice. All right, the main things we are looking for with our handstands is our body positions. So with our shoulders, we don't want to have relaxed arms, floppy upper body. What we're looking for is locking out as hard as we can. So when you're upside down, your wrists, your elbows and your shoulders are all stacked on top of each other, creating this nice stable base. If you relax through one part, say your shoulders, you're just putting all the weight in your arms and you'll tumble on your head. If you're pushing up and then you're relaxing an elbow, same again, all that weight needs to be stacked on each other, pushing up hard. Then we have our standard gymnastics body positions, which is our hollow body position and our Superman position. What we really are looking for is a nice balance of those two positions in our handstand hold. All right, first place to go to is being upside down is an A-frame hold. So what that looks like is hands on the ground, tuck your head under and push up through those shoulders. If you have poor hamstring mobility, if your hamstrings are tight, you will have bent knees like I just demonstrated. If you don't have tight hamstrings, straighten those legs out so you can really push that weight over your shoulders. So your shoulders are taking majority of that weight. If you start to feel comfortable like that, make sure you don't get up too fast. If you start to feel comfortable like that and you're like, yeah, I can hold this for 30 seconds, I can hold this for a minute, it's getting pretty easy. Find yourself a bench, pop your hands down and then come to this position. Again, if you have tight hamstrings, you can have bent legs. If you don't, have those nice straight legs. Again, stacking your weight over your shoulders. Awesome. If that starts to feel really, really good, you can start doing that on the wall. It's a bit hard to see from this angle. I don't have an assistant with the phone today to video this, but it's the same sort of position as we were doing on the bench. So you're pushing up, you're finding that nice tuck position, and the weight is into your arms and shoulders. If that feels good, come to a full handstand style position. Your next position from there that you're looking at is actually kicking up a little bit. Now, if you're feeling comfortable in those hold positions, that's awesome. Let's start working on kicking up. Don't worry about jumping into it like this. I'll just demo here because it'll be a little bit easier for you to see. What you want to do is work out which leg wants to kick up. And generally, if you start to rock forward, one leg will go forward. So that's the one I want forward when you're doing your handstands. So pop your hands down. The weight is mostly in that foot, and you're just going to practice transferring your weight. So practice those donkey kicks, transferring the weight from your feet to your hands. Feet, hands. You can practice that for a while until you get super comfortable with it. From there, your next one is just kicking up into a handstand. Oh, that'll be interesting. Much better than I did that. And just holding. See if you can hold it for a minute. Have a little rest. Hold it for another minute. Really get comfortable upside down. Then your next trick, if that is super duper awesome for you, and you want to start, and you can kick up to handstands, you can kick up to freestanding handstands, you can practice after that, which will be freestanding handstand. The next thing you can practice is your handstand walking. So a good place to start is with that bench again. If If you have a bench, you can use a box, you can use a chair, as long as they're nice and sturdy. Now, if you want to practice your handstand walking, you practice walking up, you practice walking around, just transferring your weight between your hands. If that starts to feel really, really good, just holding at that position, you can start putting your box or your bench or your table a little bit higher, so you start getting more and more inverted. Then from there, you can just practice your freestanding handstands and then start trying to walk. You always want your hips leading the movement and have your feet slightly over your hips. If you're a proficient handstand walker, handstands are your jam, set yourself up an obstacle course, just spend 10 minutes playing around with it. Awesome, I hope some of those have helped. I'll see if down the track I can do a much better video. I'll grab someone with a camera who can follow me around so we can get a proper look at those shapes, but this just gives you a really good idea. All right, happy practicing.